the All-Star break. Here's a few pitchers I would look to sell high here before the fantasy baseball season resumes later this week. The first guy, Kyle Gibson of the Philadelphia Phillies. So Gibson, it's been a hit-or-miss type of year in his full first season with the Phillies. On the year, 97 and a third, 5-3 record, 91 hits, 47 earned runs, 26 walks, 80 Ks, 9 quality starts, a 4.35 ERA, and a 1.20 whip. But over the last few weeks here for Gibson, he's playing great. 13 innings, 1-0 record, 6 hits, a run, a walk, 10 Ks, 2 quality starts, an 0.69 ERA, and an 0.54 whip. So Gibson, we know he plays in a tough division in the NL East. And he was also a guy I mentioned a few weeks ago to drop, but he's picked things up once again. Last couple outings here. July 2nd versus St. Louis, he got bombed. 4 innings, 7 hits, 6 runs, 2 walks, 2 Ks in that one. July 9th at the Cardinals, 7 innings, he bounced back, no decision, 2 hits, no runs, 5 Ks, a quality start. And July 15th at Miami, 6 innings in that one. Got the win, 4 hits, a run, a walk, 5 Ks, a quality start. So Gibson, he's put together 2 games in a row here where he's pitched good baseball for fantasy owners and the Philadelphia Phillies. But right now, if I have him on my roster, I think I could flip him for a good bat. I know he's got a good matchup coming out of the break, July 22nd versus the Cubs. But after that, it's going to be more NL East battles versus the Braves and the Mets coming up, I would believe, here. And he's in a tough division. And this Philly team, they're hanging on by a thread to have a chance to make the playoffs. So right now, while Gibson's turned things around over the last 2 outings and probably will have another good outing versus a Cub team that's 22 games under 500, this is a perfect time to sell him high, and I think you get a good bat from him. The next guy is Corey Kluber of the Tampa Bay Rays. So Corey Kluber, we know he's had a good career, especially in his Cleveland Guardian days here. But this season, of course, the guy goes to the Rays and he has a good year. 94 innings, 6-5 record, 90 hits, 39 runs, 15 walks, 82 strikeouts, 9 quality starts, a 3.73 ERA, and a 1.12 whip. And over the last couple weeks here for him, 18 innings, 3-0 record, 15 hits, 6 earned runs, 2 walks, 15 Ks, 2 quality starts, a 3 ERA, and a 0.94 whip. So right here, Corey Kluber. The problem with him is injuries throughout his career. Every team he's gone to lately. Texas, he was injured. New York Yankees injured last season. And this year, though, he's been healthy for the most part, is Kluber. But right now, while he's been healthy and pitching great baseball, this is a perfect time to sell him high. A lot of factors against him. The injury concerns, the division he plays in, and he's a guy that's going to max out at 6 innings at most years, Kluber. So the last few games here for him, July 6th at Boston, 6 innings, got the win. 3 hits, no runs, 5 Ks, a quality start. July 22nd versus Boston, 6 innings again, got the win, 4 hits, 2 runs, a walk, 7 Ks, a quality start. And July 17th versus Baltimore, 6 innings, got the win. 8 hits, 4 runs, a walk, and 3 Ks. So right here, it's been a few division games the last 3 outings here for Kluber. And he's gone out there and he's pitched pretty solid baseball. But right here, I just feel like he's going to get hurt at some point. Or if you're going to need him in a big situation, he's not going to come through. So right now, while he's pitching probably the best baseball he's pitched in 2 or 3 seasons, here's Kluber. This is a perfect time to sell him high this week here. And I think you could either get a starting pitcher with consistency for him or a decent bat in the deal. The next guy is Edwin Diaz of the New York Mets. Edwin Diaz, one of the best closers in fantasy baseball this season here. And I recommended to sell high last week, and I'm going to recommend it again this week. 37 and a third, 2-1 record, 20 saves, 25 hits, 7 earned runs, 12 walks, 75 Ks, and 3 blown saves. So right now, Diaz, he's pitching amazing this year. 1.69 ERA as well, with a 0.94 whip. And over the last month of the season, no runs given up, and a 0.60 whip. So right now, it's been lights out here for Diaz. But another guy in a big situation, I think he's going to hurt fantasy owners, and I think he's not going to come up big either for the New York Mets. I know it's a contract season. He's pitching great. 2 strikeouts an inning on average he's averaging right now is Edwin Diaz. But right here, I just don't see it holding up, and I don't see it holding up to a level where he hasn't given up a run, is Diaz, in the last month of the season as well. So right now, while he's one of the best closers, if not the best closer in fantasy baseball, I would flip him in a deal, and I think you could get an everyday bat for him or a pretty solid starting pitcher that you could plug into your 3rd or 4th starting role on your fantasy team. Because right here, closer is a dime a dozen. It's a crapshoot for the most part. I know Diaz is having a great year, but I don't see it holding up. and this is probably where he's going to be at peak value the whole season. So I would sell him high this week. The next guy is Clayton Kershaw of the Los Angeles Dodgers. So Kershaw, he's had a good season this year, but another guy with a lot of injury concerns over the last few seasons. But this year, only one IL stint so far, but I think we definitely could see another one come up before the season. And while he's pitching great with his name value and his stats, I think you could get a bat and maybe even a starting pitcher of decency in a deal. On the season, 71 and a third, 7-2 record, 53 hits, 17 runs, 12 walks, 75 Ks, and 7 quality starts with a 2.13 ERA and an 0.91 whip. And over the last few weeks here for Kershaw, 15 and 2/3, 2-0 record, 6 hits, a run, 16 Ks, 2 quality starts, 0.57 ERA, and an 0.38 whip. So he's come back with a vengeance this month of July here is Kershaw. And he's pitching great baseball, no doubt about it, even though 2 of his matchups were versus weak-hitting teams in the Cubs and the Angels. July 3rd versus San Diego, 7 innings, no decision, 4 hits, a walk, a quality start, 8 Ks. July 9th versus the Cubs, 7 2/3, got the W in that one, 5 hits, a run, 10 Ks, a quality start. And July 15th at the Angels, 8 innings, got the win, a hit, no run, 6 Ks, a quality start. So what a bounce back it's been for him since coming off the injured list here is Clayton Kershaw. But we'll see if this continues for him over the last few months of the season here, which I don't think it will. He's a guy that's injury prone. He's a guy they might even taper off his innings and save him for the playoffs a little bit here is the Dodgers. And right now, while he's one of the best pitchers in fantasy baseball over the last month of the season to 2 weeks, he's definitely a guy with sell high here is Kershaw. And like I mentioned, an owner might be desperate for a good starter like Kershaw and give you a good bat and a good pitcher. And that's definitely a deal I would do. And the 5th and final pitcher I look to sell and trade this week's Alex Wood of the San Francisco Giants. Been pitching better over the last few weeks. On the season, 90 innings, 6-7 record, 91 hits, 42 runs, 21 walks, 90 Ks, and 3 quality starts with a 4.20 ERA and a 1.24 whip. Alex Wood, but over the last few weeks here, he's picked up his game and he's pitching great. 16 2/3, 1-0 record, 11 hits, a run, a walk, 19 Ks, a quality start, 0.54 ERA, and an 0.72 whip here for Alex Wood over the last few weeks. So Wood, I don't think it's holding up. He had some decent matchups as well over the last few weeks here. And he's a guy in a tough division with the San Diego Padres, Los Angeles Dodgers. The Rockies can hit the baseball a little as well. And I just don't see it holding up. Even I know last season he pitched well. July 5th at Arizona, 5 innings, no decision, 4 hits, a run, 4 Ks. July 10th at San Diego, like I mentioned, 7 innings, got the win. 3 hits, no runs, a walk, 8 Ks in that one. And July 15th versus the Brewers, it was a short-lived outing, 4 2/3 in that one. No decision, 4 hits, 7 Ks in that one. So Wood, he's not pitching quality starts really. Only 2 quality starts for Wood since May 22nd. So he's not going that deep into games. He's in a tough division in the NL West, like I mentioned. And the Padres possibly could make a deal for Juan Soto on the line as well. And right now, while he's pitching good baseball, he's a perfect sell-high candidate. I think is Wood with things going against him, like I mentioned. So that's pitchers I look to sell and trade here in the All-Star break here, the fantasy baseball season.